Hey, hi everybody. So there's a press conference for Austin Drummond. Um, it should be happening here, you know, any minute now. So let me share my screen. Listen to what news has to say.
Alert and people fearing in their homes, not being able to sleep at night, and just knowing he was lurking in the shadows.
You've been looking at the latest released photos of Austin Drummond on today as he was captured. That's one of the pictures that was released from officials, and then there's this version right here, just to show you. You can kind of see he has been caught. That's that look of being caught at that point in time, and then the officials wanted to make sure everybody knew this is what it looked like when we caught him. This is where he was at. We haven't gotten the details yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish I
We've been
knew
told
where
that
his
kind of where
girlfriend
the
Caitlin
scene
is
may or may
at
not have been, some
and
speculation on
what
what may or
she's
may not have
saying.
happened that led up
I
to him
hope
being
they say something about
seen
that.
and spotted, and then eventually authorities finding him. But we don't have any of the details yet.
Right. Like up to the moment of, did he surrender? Did he put the
Yes.
guns down? Was it a fight? Was it anything? So definitely hoping that at least that will come out when they do take the podium. As you can see here, this has been a joint effort. And when I say joint, I mean multiple. I mean FBI, TBI, U.S. Marshals, Jackson Police. I mean, any Dyer County, you got Lake County authorities all over the place on this, helicopters, probably dogs, everything, all that they could to pull out all the stops to try to find him. And if for anybody in that neighborhood, I just go back to that because you don't normally see this, nobody normally in any really neighborhood, but to see just the effort and the manhunt and knowing that he was in the area the whole time just lends itself for nightmares probably to come.
Yeah, so
Yeah, and
a
we
lot of us use social media
saw
on the
on
daily,
video
right? And on
that
social
he
media
was actually
yesterday
at
were so many
an
videos of
apartment
people in
complex, like
Jackson
opening
showing the
doors with
helicopters in the
his
sky,
um
the police presence in their normally quiet neighborhoods. Just
with
talking about
his pew
how it's
pew
not that day was just not like any other day.
Right.
trying
And
to get
I have
in.
not had the chance to be on social media today because I've been on the air most of the day, but I can only assume today is much of the same. So social media also playing a presence in some of this where people are able to give you real-time feels, an idea of what they're going through during something like this.
I am very curious to know. Well, I said the motive before. Everything's accused now, so I'm not. It's alleged, but just to drop off the baby, then, what we found out were the bodies of the victims, and then to have people who are now accused of being accomplice to it. It feels like this was planned in some way. So I'm very much keen to know if investigators have been able to piece the puzzle a little bit more on that. Just all of the steps, every moment of the way, every step of the way that Drummond
Yeah.
was on the run, and who he contacted, and if he had been planning this beforehand, before the bodies were found, the connection to this family. So hopefully we're going
Me
to get
too,
that in a couple
girl.
minutes. Supposed to start at 2:30. So
I
they
want
should
to
be
know
up
the
there any minute
details.
now, getting all these details together. I just think we should give breath still to the victims.
Yeah, we had this conversation earlier where during the hustle and bustle of him being caught and us trying to get information out, it looks like people are starting to get to the podium now. So if they do, we will go directly to that press conference. We don't want to lose sight of the fact that people lost their lives
Absolutely.
during all of these events, and we want to make sure we give them that time. Let's go ahead and turn right now to this press conference to get all the latest information.
Possible by the countless tips and unwavering support that we receive from you, the citizens. Without your partnership and willingness to come forward with information, this arrest would not have been made possible. Thank you for being the eyes and ears. After everyone speaks, we will open it up for questions, but please note this is an ongoing investigation and you're going to have questions that absolutely cannot be answered at this time. With me here today to provide more information on the capture of Austin Drummond is TBI Director David Roush, Jackson Police Chief Tom Corley, U.S. Marshal Western District of Tennessee Tyrese Miller, 29th Judicial District Attorney General Danny Goodman, 26th Judicial District Attorney General Jody Pickens, Lake County Sheriff Brian Avery, Dyer County Sheriff Jeff Box, and Madison County Sheriff Julian Weiser. Director Roush.
Thank you, Kim. And thanks to each and every one of you that are here today. Let me start by making it very clear. This is a phase of the effort. The capture is a phase. We will move into the next phase. We've already started that at this time. So, but this is not done by any means. This is just, we are now able to move into the next phase. So I do want to say thank you. This is a perfect example of police community cooperation. And there is no better example for this country, frankly, of the effort that's gone into this week-long challenge, trying to find the suspect after the horrible, tragic deaths of the family that was taken from the Lake County community. And so I do want to say thank you to the local, state, and federal agencies that all came together tirelessly, working 24 hours a day for an entire week until today, when finally we were able to get the lead we needed to find the suspect and get him into custody. It also took a very vigilant community, and so we're very appreciative of everyone here in Jackson for being vigilant, paying attention, and especially for the calls today that led us on the path that led to.
ABC 24 News starts right now with breaking news.
And a community that is looking out for the safety of everyone here. And so I wanted to make sure we express that. And again, I can't tell you how proud we are of the amazing team of police.
Today I may not see anyone by himself, he thinks. If I don't, that will be a sign.
Within government, and it shows what can happen when we put everything aside with a focus on mission. And so I want to reiterate how important that has been and how proud we are of all that were engaged in this to be able to come to today's phase in our effort.
I'm sure he is.
So with that, I will turn it over for the specifics of the capture over to Chief Tom Corley with Jackson PD.
Good afternoon. Before anything else, I'd like to begin by expressing our heartfelt condolences to the families of the lost loved ones from this vicious crime of Lake County. We're praying for you. No words can fully capture the depth of your pain, but please know that you're not alone, and the Jackson community mourns with you. Again, we're here today to confirm that Austin Drummond has been taken into custody. More importantly, his capture occurred without any further harm to the public or to any law enforcement officers. The outcome, as the director referred to, is the direct result of incredible coordination, skill, and determination shown by our local, state, and federal partners. It's a powerful example of what can happen when law enforcement agencies work together with the community who have a shared mission and a singular focus. I'd like to take a moment to recognize and sincerely thank the agencies who played a role in this effort. The Federal Bureau of Investigation and the United States Marshal Service, from our state partners, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Tennessee Highway Patrol, and the Tennessee Department of Homeland Security, and local law enforcement, the Jackson Police Department Special Operations Division, our patrol division, our criminal investigation unit, and our JPD dispatchers and communications, and also the Madison County Sheriff's Department. Each of these agencies brought their resources, their people, and their expertise to the table, and they did so with excellence. I'd like to pause right now, though, and I'm a little biased, but I'm going to talk about the Jackson Police Department for just a minute. From the moment this case unfolded, you never hesitated. Our dispatchers, patrol officers, special operations, investigators, each of you demonstrated bravery, precision, and tireless dedication, even in the
Tennessee
face of
doesn't mess
danger.
around.
Your courage has not gone
Nope.
unnoticed, and the
Y'all should be
citizens of
proud
this
of
community
yourselves.
are proud of you, and I'm deeply thankful for you. To briefly cover the apprehension this morning, I want to first address the process that led up to it. As you're aware, for the past several days, law enforcement have been focusing on specific areas of the city based upon some intelligence, some physical evidence, and technology. From discovering the vehicle near MCO Road and the intelligence which led us to the area off of Pleasant Plains Drive, these type fugitive search operations are most typically made in a methodical fashion. When covering areas, particularly wooded areas, a cursory search is not sufficient for community safety. And I know that's difficult to have patience for. And I know several of you probably didn't get a lot of sleep because the helicopters flying around and the officers being in your neighborhood. And I know that's tough, but for the last few days, that's what's been transpiring. This morning, however, a couple of encounters with Drummond changed that methodical search to a dynamic one. Just after 8:00 a.m., we received multiple calls of sightings of the suspect. Placing resources there immediately resulted in an additional citizen's call at about 8:57 a.m. We took advantage of that quickly evolving situation and made the arrest at 9:05 a.m. I'd like to introduce you right now to Officer Trout, Officer Compton, and Officer Drown. They were there right at the right spot and reacted immediately and are responsible for the apprehension of Austin Drummond. As this case moves forward, any additional charges or prosecutorial decisions, any actions that may have occurred within Jackson will be deferred to District Attorney Jody Pickens. We will continue to support his office and the TBI as this process unfolds and ensure that every step toward justice is taken thoroughly and properly. Today, again, we find some peace in knowing that the suspect is no longer a threat, but remain committed to the families, the community, and to justice. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Tonight, families in West Tennessee can sleep more soundly. Austin Drummond is once again behind bars. He is suspected of an unthinkable crime that put all of us, an entire city and area, on edge. He thought he could outrun us, but he was wrong. That's because together we cannot be stopped. Law enforcement at every level, and the people who call West Tennessee home, did our parts. We worked long hours. Neighbors stayed vigilant. Agencies donated reward money, and someone saw something. They saw something out of the ordinary this morning and did what he was supposed to do. Because of that action, Drummond is in custody. Thank you to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation for leading this investigation, to the FBI for their unwavering support, and to the men and women of the Jackson Police Department and the local agencies such as the Madison County Sheriff's Office, Dyer County Sheriff's Office, Lake County Sheriff's Office, and other agencies who show up every day to answer the call to duty. And to the men and women of the United States Marshal Service, thank you. Your relentless commitment to duty is unmatched. To the families in Lake County who lost loved ones, Drummond's arrest cannot restore what has been taken from you. We only hope that we could have help give you assurance that justice will be had. And to the baby girl who will tell one day
Tennessee has
her story of
the
survival,
death penalty.
we look forward to all that you will do.
Good luck, dude.
God bless West Tennessee, and God bless America. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First thing I'd like to do is once again give our condolences to the family of the victims in this case. We have numerous victims, so obviously we have a lot of people in the communities that are hurting because of this, and we want them to know that we're going to do everything we can to seek justice in this matter. You know, this started almost 7 days ago to the exact minute. It was last Tuesday, a little after 3 p.m., when we got the first call of the infant who had been abandoned, and that started this whole process. I don't think I have ever seen so many agencies work together and work in sync. This has been so impressive. It has been what I would think should be a blueprint for the entire country on how to run an operation. You had numerous law enforcement agencies, not just 1 or 2. We're talking about that goes across all of West Tennessee, federal agencies, and they all put their pride aside and had one common goal, and they all did whatever they had to reach that goal. And because of that, today's a good day, and Austin Drummond is not going to be a threat to this community anymore.
Nope.
As Director Rouse said, this was
It's
phase
locked up.
1. The real work starts, and the lengthy work will start at this point. Investigations do not end when a person is arrested. That's just the part to get them into custody. This investigation is going to go on for a good period of time. In addition to that, there will be lots of court appearances, lots of hearings, and we will do everything we can to ensure
And
that the
I'm going to be
communities are
here
kept
for it.
safe.
I'm going
And
to do
we're
it
going to do
all.
that by seeking justice in this case. I'm going to work with General Jody Pickens, because we do have a case this time that's a little bit different, because we're going across a couple of different judicial districts. And because of that, he and I will be working closely together, but we will work together just as law enforcement did, with one common goal, and that's going to be to make sure that we seek justice. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to General Jody Pickens.
Good afternoon. My name is Jody Pickens, and I'm the elected district attorney for the 26th Judicial District, which is comprised of Chester, Henderson, and Madison counties. Like the others who have gone before me, I would like to begin by saying that my condolences go out to the families of these victims who lost their lives. And so we will continue to work to achieve justice for them. The other thing I would say that I want to say that we are very happy that we can, at this point, bring a degree of peace back to this community, which has been on edge since this incident and since they have learned that this person was back in our community. I too am a Madison County resident, and I just wanted to say that when it comes to law enforcement, we are blessed in this area. We don't have good law enforcement. We have great law enforcement. And as what has been said before, people put their differences aside and work toward a common goal. And that is why we are all standing here in front of you today, because working together, they were able to bring some security to this region. Like General Goodman said, arrest often is just the beginning of a prosecution. There will be the investigation will continue. I will continue to consult with our law enforcement partners, also consulting with General Goodman, because there will be some decisions made. We will be working towards making sure that anybody that may have had a hand in assisting Drummond will be held to answer for that. Those investigations
There
will
are
continue.
4
And
right now
we just
arrested for that.
We encourage the public, which has been so important and so engaged in this situation, to continue to provide that information that you may think doesn't matter, but which may in the end provide the break that law enforcement needs. So with that, I would say, God bless our state, God bless this community, and God bless America.
Good afternoon. My name is Brian Avery. I'm the sheriff of Lake County. For those of you that don't know, Lake County is a county of about 7,000 people. It's kind of one of those counties where if one person hurt, we all hurt. This happened right in our back door, and it put a lot of people on ease. And we all band together. Once this happened, when we all band together We all want to see this thing through. We all want to see it to the end. But today I want to say, share with our community, the Lake County community, the Madison County community, that Austin Drummond is in custody. This arrest is a significant step toward the ongoing investigation, and we are grateful of the outcome. I want to thank the local, state, and federal agencies that made this happen. Without them, Drummonds would still be free today. The community stepped up with the phone calls, the text messages, the emails. If it wasn't for them, we would still be searching. We would still be looking. To the families of the victims, please know that our thoughts and prayers remain with you. While this arrest brings some measure of relief, we realize that the road to healing is going to be a long one. We as a community continue to pray for the families affected, for those still processing the trauma of these events. Justice will continue to be pursued, and we will remain committed to doing everything we can to support those impacted. Thank you.
I'm Jeff Box, Dare County Sheriff. This incident, the baby was dropped off in my county. The victims were residents of Dare County. And I want to start today by recognizing those victims. I left the funeral home just before I got here today of one of the victims, and I spoke with both his mom and dad, and they wanted me to sincerely thank with great, great gratitude each responding agency, and each one of you up here, and each officer that responded to this tragic incident that put an evil sense in the air throughout Lake County, Dare County, Madison County, and all across the state of Tennessee. So I want to begin thanking you from the family by calling those names that were tragically taken. Courtney Rose, Adriana Williams, Braden Williams, James Matthew Wilson. Their names deserve to be spoken. Their lives deserve to be remembered, and their families deserve justice. Our hearts go out to each of these families. We cannot begin to imagine the depth of your pain, the weight of your grief, or the heartbreak of what you are now facing. Please know that this community stands with you. We're lifting you up, and we will walk with you in the days and weeks to come. Thanks to the incredible collaboration that you see here on the stage and the determination of all law enforcement officers and partners, Austin Drummond has now been apprehended and charged with these victims' murders. We are thankful for a safe resolution to this manhunt, but we also recognize that these families, that the difficult journey is just beginning for them. I want to take a moment to thank those who helped make this possible. Sheriff Brian Avery from Lake County, Sheriff Troy Klaas of Crockett County, and Sheriff Julian Weiser. The Jackson Police Department, whose partnership and response was unwavering. Our state partners, the TBI, Bureau of Investigation, who kept us informed every step of the way, and the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Our federal partners, the FBI and the U.S. Marshals. Every deputy, every officer, every dispatcher, and investigator who contributed to this effort, we thank you, as well as the public information officers, Kim Wheeler of the TBI, and Stephen Sutton, who led an important work of keeping the community and the public informed while we had boots on the ground working this case, assisting in working this case. Thank you to the community. We can't say enough about how your support and cooperation has been the best, not only to keep yourself safe, but to help in his capture today. Let me be clear that the manhunt is over. The justice process is just beginning, just like General Goodman stated. We remain fully committed to continuing this investigation, including the vehicle that was found in Dare County, the infant that was abandoned in Dare County, every tip, every detail that we receive, every lead will be followed through completely and thoroughly. Everyone has been very concerned about the well-being of the baby, and we're glad to report the baby is healthy and doing well. As we leave here today, let us join with the victim's friends and other family members as they lift up the victim's family in prayer for strength and support that they're going to need in the days ahead. So thank you.
Sheriff Julian Weiser, Madison County. I just want to say thank you to the community for the support, the prayers, being vigilant. I got to witness some hard work this week. It was 5-6 days of high intensity. Local, state, federal law enforcement officers
I
across
want
this
to know
county.
where the girlfriend, Caitlin, is at.
Making a website on Wix.
Hey, wait, how ridiculous. I know if Drummond's was going to be behind there. And to have that amount of intensity over 5 or 6 days, and our law enforcement personnel working 18 to 20 hours a day, they made an ultimate sacrifice to keep our community safe. And I want to personally thank them. I want to thank their families.
Ellie is amazing,
standing by
especially in
them.
Tennessee.
There's a lot of people behind the scenes as far as with TBI, intel analysts, support staff, the district attorney's office. You know, the troops in the field relied highly on our administrative staff. So they did a great job with providing us with intel. And I know the community will get some rest tonight. And it was amazing to see the hard work and commitment, sacrifice that our law enforcement personnel has made for our community. Thank you.
All right, that'll conclude the remarks. Are there any questions that we might be able to handle? Yes, sir, please.
Brendan Tierney with WSMV 4 News in Nashville. What's the working motive at this point? Any idea, anything you can tell us on why he did this?
Yeah, and at this point on a working motive, we are unable to speak about that. Still all part of the investigative process at this time. Yes, ma'am.
Imani Williams with Channel 5 out of Memphis. Drummond was out on bond for multiple charges out of Lake County and Trousdale County. One in Trousdale County being allegedly smuggling drugs inside the jail, cell phones inside the jail. Will that impact his investigation right now with this incident?
In terms of his prior charges that he also has picked up while he was in prison, all of those certainly will be taken into consideration as we move forward in the justice process, as you've heard the generals speak to. So yes, all of his activities will be certainly considered, not only in our investigative effort and the justice process, but certainly in his housing and how he'll be managed going forward.
Yes, Billy, you Fox 13. You know, we saw those 3 accomplices get picked up. Are y'all looking into Caitlin's speed?
Yeah, again, I appreciate the question in terms of, those who were assisting Mr. Drummond as he was on the run. And I can tell you that we will continue to address those individuals, each that have been engaged. In terms of identifying specific individuals, I won't go into that at this time. Yes, ma'am.
Priya Sridhar with NBC News. I understand there's a connection between the suspect and the victim. Can you just speak to that relationship?
Yeah, in terms of the relationship between the suspect and the victims, the suspect's girlfriend is the sister of a victim, is the daughter of a victim, and is the sister of 2 victims. So yes, that's the familial connection at that point. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'll let Chief Corley address that.
Sure. Yes. So the first call we got, he was out in that area. The second call that we got that led to the apprehension, he had been in that area and was in the wood line, I believe, the wood line right behind that. So, but as far as the location where he was standing or staying overnight or during the day, yes, it was an abandoned or a vacant, I should say, a vacant building. I don't believe so. I can't tell you that.
Was he armed when you found him?
No,
How long do you think he'd been in that pool house? I mean, was
I
this
couldn't
the
tell
whole-
you. Not right now. We're investigating that.
I know you all talked about community support. There was a large reward out. Will somebody get that? Will it be divided? How will it work?
Yes. So in terms of the reward, what will happen is we will vet the information that we obtained and determine who would be appropriate to receive the award. So we'll look into that very specifically to determine who it will. More than likely, from what I have heard, there may be more than one person that will receive a portion of the award. And so that's what we'll be working on as well. Let me go back here and then I'll come back. Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about how he survived during this period of time in the woods? Was he getting help from the persons who've been charged in this case?
Yeah, Mike, in terms of how he was able to continue to be out on the run and those who assisted him, I won't be able to go into that because that's all part of this investigative process. And we can't go into those details yet at this time.
You know, you said you can't speak to motive. Do you have any idea why all those victims ended up in that same spot in Lake County?
Again, those are specifics about the investigative process. I won't go into details at this time. Yes, ma'am.
Was it surprising to still see that he was still in Jackson? And what was the challenge behind finding him?
Yeah, in terms of were we surprised that he was still in Jackson? I think I don't believe we weren't surprised that he was still here in the area. We know he was obtaining support, obviously. As you know, we have arrested individuals that were providing that. And so it wasn't a surprise. Quite frankly, we thought he may try to run, and his history has shown he has left the state before. And so we were concerned about that, but we had a lot of confidence in the information we were getting, the intelligence we were getting, the technology that we were following that helped us with the assurity that we were honing in quickly on his location. Again, it was the community that really broke this for us, and I don't want to downplay that at all. All of the effort, all of the technology, all of the dog determination that we had was really came down to the community doing as was stated, seeing something and making that call. And that was critical for us to be able to be where we are today with this. I think we're going to get one more. Sorry.
You mentioned that Drummond wasn't armed. Were you able to recover the weapon you were seen holding?
Yeah, I can tell you that, we did recover a couple weapons at this point, and we're still searching to see what else is out there. And so I would ask, again, a plea to the public. If you see something that you believe maybe was involved in this, don't touch it. Call right away. Let us get to it and process that scene. And there are still pieces that we're trying to place together, and so there's still evidence out there that we need to gather. But we have recovered weapons. I can't speak to if those are the weapons that were used in the homicides, but I can tell you we have recovered a couple of firearms at this time.
One more question from
I'm sorry. I cannot speak to the specifics of the weapons yet. Right? Yes, sir. Final.
Where is the baby? Where is Drummond? And did Drummond say anything once he was captured?
I can tell you in terms of Drummond, he has been transported to a facility. We won't state where he's at this point. And I can tell you that, I won't tell you what took place after he was taken into custody. That's all part of our investigative process. In terms of the child, I will yield.
The baby, we'd rather not say where the baby is now for its well-being, but it is safe, healthy, and being well taken care of.
All right. Again, thank you all We very much appreciate the help, especially throughout this. The media has been absolutely critical, pushing information as quickly as we could provide it to you, keeping a focus for the public on this. And so we again, this isn't just policing. This is our community. This is our great media doing a fine job. So thank you all as well for the effort that was put into this. We appreciate it. Thank you.
A lot we're waiting to get confirmation on that we had put some pieces of the puzzle together, but finally hearing from authorities, the biggest one to me, Ruben, confirming that Drummond's girlfriend is the sister of 2 of the victims and the daughter of 1. Did not really give exact specifics on the names, but we know there are 4 victims, and Courtney Rose is 38 years old. Then we had Adriana Williams, who was the 20-year-old. Her boyfriend that we think her boyfriend was James Wilson, the 21-year-old, and then the 15-year-old Braden Williams.
So that was one of the keys that we had been waiting to hear, kind of what all of that relationship may have been. The other thing that was interesting and there's a lot to unpack from what we just all heard. No weapons found on Drummond when he was arrested, but weapons were recovered. Just not necessarily on him when they arrested him. They would not elaborate on what the weapons were that they found or whether or not they felt like those were the weapons from the crime scene.
And we saw from the video that he was carrying what authorities had said in the Facebook postings and social media that was a rifle at the time in the video. So yes, to have recovered or not recovered the weapon when he was arrested, but then to have found weapons elsewhere is interesting.
So it sounds like, and again, we're taking this live as you hear it, we're taking the same type of notes. It sounds as if he was found in a pool house, an abandoned pool house on a woodline area right near that scene where Desmond Nugent had been live all day today. So it would appear he had been looking for somewhere to hide, had found an abandoned pool house, and that's where they ended up finding him. A couple of other quick notes is they mentioned how today's tips, the first tip I think came in at 8:05 of somebody citing Drummond, and then at 8:57 a more direct call from a citizen about Drummond, and they had him arrested by 9:07.
9:07, yes. Quick movement there. And someone asked about the reward.
Yes.
And we know that that reward was up to $32,500. And that they believe that they're going to have to vet that reward, of course, and it will probably go to more than one. But there was a lot of notion and just a head nods and appreciation to the law enforcement partnerships with local, state, and federal agencies. Not only that, but the community's participation in staying vigilant. There was a lot of word and language to just how the public worked together with authorities to make sure that they could piece as much as they could together to find his whereabouts. For everything from video, from calls, to sightings, to watching the news, to media, to just every step of the way. There was a lot of appreciation for how the public worked in conjunction with these law enforcement agencies and how the law enforcement agencies worked together as well.
Yeah, and one of the other big notes out of that press briefing was the fact that the baby is doing well. The baby is safe. The baby is doing well. They would not elaborate, and for good reason, on where the baby is. Just the fact that the baby is safe, healthy, and doing well, being well taken care of, which I think a lot of people were worried about as well.
Yes, and we got a lot more answers. There's still a lot more questions as well. They couldn't comment on anything really regarding the victim's status when they were found. They didn't really want to speak on exactly what Drummond said during the arrest or thereafter, where we know he's being transported. We don't know where he's being transported to. As you said, the baby's safe, but of course for the child's well-being, they don't want to say exactly where the baby is, but knowing that the baby is safe is most important. But yes, a lot of questions that we will probably see play out in the justice phase. As they said, now we have the captures phase 1, and now it's got to be taken into the criminal justice system to do its part.
Yeah, so one of the things during this is somebody did ask if his priors will be mentioned and considered as part of this, and the officials did say. Now I know let's go ahead and put a bow on this real quick. We're gonna end our coverage right now, and then we'll be right back. All right, we're still on 24 Plus. We just had to get out of our live TV show, but wanted to make sure that we still stay active on our streaming channel 24 Plus
definitely.
as we continue to break down some of the information that you have maybe heard during that press conference that we just
Yes, so we just heard from a press conference that
Okay, so I'm guessing that is over. They ended that. So just want to do a quick, um, give you a quick brief here into his case. Let me stop this one and I'll share my screen. The other one here, and just do a quick reading. So Austin Robert Drummond, age 28. This is, by the way, hasn't been updated. He's wanted for the red rumming of 4 individuals found deceased in Lake County, Tennessee on July 29th, 2025. The victims are James Matthew Wilson, age 21, Adriana Williams, age 20, Courtney Rose, age 38, and Braden Williams, age 15. The bodies were discovered in a wooded area in Tiptonville just hours after a 7-month-old infant related to the victims was found abandoned in a car seat at a nearby residence. The infant is the daughter of Wilson and Adriana Williams, and Braden is her uncle. Drummond has a criminal history, including a previous conviction for armed robbery, for which he served 13 years in prison. He was released on parole shortly before the red rumming occurred. Authorities have described him as a dangerous individual with ties to gang activity, specifically the Vice Lords. So he has a girlfriend. Her name is Caitlin Speed. During the press conference, the authorities really pretty much declined to answer anything in relation to her. They just said that they are questioning pretty much any individuals involved. So it remains a mystery where she is, what's going on. It's also believed that she is 4 months pregnant. She is the daughter of Courtney Rose and the sister to Adriana and Braden. And then to do a brief overview here, it started July 29th when they received a phone call about an infant in a car seat. So this morning, and from there, they were able to connect where they found the bodies. So this morning at 8:57 a.m., at 8 a.m. they started receiving phone calls. At 8:57 a.m. they received a call, one specific call from I believe is a construction worker. JLR Investigates has that video of the interview with that construction worker on his channel. You can go check it out. It was that construction worker's phone call that led them to the discovery of Austin Drummond. Austin Drummond was arrested at approximately 9:05 a.m. So really quickly they went in there, they grabbed him. The authorities pretty much right after they arrested him aren't going to give us any information. it said that they declined to give any information. They said that he was transported, but they declined to say where. The baby that was found, they said is happy, healthy, and doing well, but for privacy reasons, they cannot say where the baby is. And as for motive, there's no motive released at this time. And there are 4 other individuals that have been arrested as an accessory after the fact in relation to this case. They did recover weapons at the scene and are still searching for more evidence. They asked that if anybody in the area sees anything to notify them. And I think that's pretty much it. So I am also doing live court coverage of Georgia versus Nicholas Casotis. I started at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am going to take probably 30 minutes to an hour break, and I will continue on with that coverage. They started today. It is day 1. They've already done the openings. We've already covered that. And they're on to like their 3rd witness so far. So I'm going to go ahead and end this, and I will see you all shortly. Bye.